Hello, fellow painters. Today, we are just going to have some fun. We're going to celebrate the beauty of autumn by creating some gorgeous watercolor cards that are so simple, even beginners can achieve stunning results. But that's not all. If you have ever wished that you could paint anywhere, anytime, then you are in for a special treat today because I will also be introducing this incredible new portable paint set that is easy to take with you on the go, whether it be on a vacation to the beach or right in your own backyard. Now, a couple of months ago, I did a daisy painting tutorial right on site in the Colorado mountains using my favorite portable watercolor set by MeiLiang. And this set today is basically an upgrade to that with more colors and better accessories. They have just recently launched this product, and so I am super excited to give this a try today for the very first time. So here is my previous set that has 36 vibrant colors and a water brush pen. I use the water brush pen on occasion, but usually I prefer to bring along some nicer brushes to paint with when I travel. This new set that I'm going to be trying today has 52 colors, so let's take a look inside and see what's in here. First off, it looks like it comes with an information packet with a list of color names as well as information about the product. Then it's got this second piece of paper. Let's see what's on it. Oh, wow. So this is actually a color testing card. So you can paint on color swatches near the name of the paint so you can test out and see what the colors look like. Very cool. Then it comes with a little sponge, a real paintbrush, which I like a lot better than the water brush in the first kit. It has a sketching pencil as well as a water-resistant fine-tipped marker. And then this kit also comes with some small pieces of watercolor paper that fit right into this set. I like this a lot. It really has everything you need right here when you want to just grab it and go. So moving on now to the paints. There are, like I said, 52 paint colors in here, which consist of an updated pigment formula. They are supposed to mix really well and re-wet easily. There are also 2 metallic colors in here that will be really fun to try out, gold and silver. Okay, let me pull out one of these watercolor paper samples and let's test out just a few of these colors today that will work for our autumn cards. Now, usually new brushes have some type of water-soluble glue in the bristles that help keep it together to prevent any damage to the brush before you actually start to use them. So usually with a new brush, I rinse it out with water really good and sometimes even use my fingers to rub and soften the bristles to help get that glue out before I start painting. You can even use a mild soap to wash the glue out if you need to. Now that my brush is ready to go, I'm going to test out some of these yellows and oranges on this top row to see if some of these colors are going to stand out to me to use for some yellow flowers. Next, I'll come down here to the bottom row and take a look at some of these browns. Now, this color actually turned out to be more of a red or a pink than a brown like I thought, which is a perfect example as to why we test out the colors before we paint. Sometimes it's hard to tell what color it is just by looking at it in the tray. This color is so dark, it almost looks black sitting here, but then when I actually test it out on my paper, it's a lovely purple. All right, now we're getting into some of the rusty and darker browns and then blacks. There's a lot of really nice colors that are going to work well for this autumn card, but really quick, there's a couple of other colors I'm just curious to try. Let's see what these metallic colors look like. These are really fun. It might be kind of hard to see on the camera, but they have tiny little sparkles in the pigment that glitter and shine. I really like that. Now I'll try some of these other colors that look interesting and different from what I usually use. Well, I'm pretty impressed so far with the paints, the brush, and the paper. So let's go ahead and give our autumn cards a try now. First, I'm just going to cut a full piece of watercolor paper into fourths to make some nice, perfect card sizes. For this first card, I just want to paint a couple of branches of autumn leaves. So I'll use the pencil from the kit and just lightly draw on 2 lines that I can paint my leaves on. Then I'm going to use this rich brown color that is called Fire Gold Ochre for the main part of the leaf. You'll notice I'm sort of painting on the outline edges of the leaves and then filling it in with color. Then I'll take a touch of this color called Natural Yellow and put a touch of that at the tip of the leaf while it's still wet so that it can blend together a little bit, creating sort of a two-toned effect. Now I'll keep painting these leaves in the same way, moving down the branch, making them smaller in size at the base. If you don't have this kit and would like to purchase one of your own, I will put a link to it in the description of this video, along with any other supplies you see me using today. Also, if you don't have this kit but still want to paint along with me, you can use any colors that you already have at home. The brown I'm using is more of a reddish brown. It kind of reminds me a little of the color called Indian Red. And yellow ochre would work for the color I'm adding in at the tips of the leaves, or you can try whatever colors you'd like. I try to provide a soothing and enjoyable experience that can help you unwind after a long day, whether that means you're painting along with me or you're just sitting back and watching. I hope you'll consider subscribing to my art channel because my goal is to help you improve in your own artistic skills and give you ideas to expand on your own creativity. Now let's paint this second, smaller branch of leaves. All right, now I'm going to quickly sketch in some jaggedy little sticks here in the background. It's time to paint all these little branches. So let's paint in the branch marks for the leaves first using the color in the tray called burnt brown. If you don't have burnt brown, burnt umber would also work well for this. And here I'm also going to paint the little stems connecting the leaves to the branch. So far, I'm pretty impressed with this little brush. It works well for the broadleaves I created, but it's also got a nice fine point, which is working well for these thin lines too. So I'm going to take that same dark brown and now paint in my squiggly little branches that are in the background. And lastly, if you can still see any pencil marks, wait until all the paint is dry and feel free to erase them with a good eraser. All right, now see, that card was a snap. Easy to do as well as beautiful. So let's try another one. I'm going to start this one by drawing in 3 oval shapes for the centers of my flowers. This way I just know where to place the petals to help create a nice composition. Now I'll take some of that same burnt brown color that I just used for the branches on the last card, and I'm going to paint some dot marks here within the top half of my penciled oval. Next, I'll move a shade darker with my brown colors and add in a shadow area in the bottom half of the flower center. I really liked this golden yellow color. I thought it would make the perfect vibrant petals for these flowers. It's called Permanent Yellow Deep, but if you don't have this color, it's pretty close to Gamboge. I'll use that color to then start painting in the petals. I'm really only using a few strokes of the brush to create each one of them. I start by painting the 2 sides or the outer edges to shape the petal first the way I want, then I just fill the middle in with color. You know, you can paint these flowers in any color for any occasion. Pink, blue, red, orange, whatever color fits the occasion. You'll notice also that I'm making the middle petals slightly longer than the side petals. As I move more to the side, the shorter they're getting. I'm also curving these side petals downward slightly as well. All right, you'll see here that I've now drawn pencil lines for the stems of the flowers as well as a few other stem lines for some background plants. I'll use this really nice dark brown, almost black paint to paint on the thin stems of the flowers first. Then I'll use this light brown called natural yellow to paint in 4 of the other stem lines. Now using that same light brown, I'll paint some small oval-shaped leaves along those stems. And to finish the painting off, I'll use the burnt brown once again and paint in some grassy lines along my last 2 pencil lines and add in some small circles or dots of color at the tips. And that's it for these 2 simple and easy to achieve autumn time cards. In conclusion, I am pretty impressed with this little portable kit, and actually I can't wait to take it along with me on my next trip so I can paint wherever and whenever I feel the urge. Thanks so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please consider subscribing to my channel so I can continue to help you discover your artistic side.